Hello, my name is Bogdan Dovhany, and I'm going to tell you about how to be a Salesforce Jedi. Today I will talk about Salesforce Forbidden or Advanced Techniques. I am Salesforce Development Team Lead and I have Salesforce Certified for SCOM Advanced Developer Certification credential. So you can find my Twitter in the slide and my private blog. First of all, let's talk what does it mean to be a Jedi and which techniques it might involve. So it might be screen scraping, URL hacking, debugging gags and reverse engineering, and something similar to that or related to one of those items. So let's talk about some most common forbidden or advanced techniques. One technique is called screen scraping. There are a lot of articles or advices in the web saying please do not screen scrape Visualforce. Screen scraping is considered to be the most fragile integration you can ever imagine. If there is a better option, you should definitely use some other option, and screen scraping should not be used. But in some cases, if some functionality is not exposed through the standard functionality, then you can use screen scraping like a last resort. Also, sometimes you need to debug internal Salesforce errors, which usually is not possible to debug, but sometimes if you examine the debug logs, you might find some very good information which might help you to understand what's going on behind the scenes and how to fix or work around the particular internal Salesforce error. Usually when you see the screen, you will see gag ID which has hyphen in it, and also you will have in the parentheses tag trace ID. So sometimes it's possible to fix the issue without even involving Salesforce support. Sometimes you might need to reverse engineering managed packages to work around any managed packages bugs. Also, there's common techniques of URL hacking. You can pre-populate field values on standard interface, or if you also examine some Salesforce UI requests, you can also use it to have some automations, and you can automate a lot of Salesforce UI requests. So let's talk about URL hacking. You can pre-populate field values by it. To create an arbitrary record, you can just follow the URL, which consists of slash as subject prefix and slash and e. Subject prefix for standard objects is known. It's just like 005 for user or 006 for opportunities. For any custom objects, it would be a unique prefix which will be different on each org. Also, to populate some of standard fields, you might use standard field name equals to value per in the search part of the URL. To populate any custom non-lookup fields, you can put custom field ID and equal sign and value to populate it. Also, to populate custom lookups fields, you need to prepend CF letters before the custom lookup field ID, and you can append underscore LKID to populate its lookup ID, and use CF and custom field ID to populate its name. Also, you can use URL hacking and examining of requests to easy copy field level security settings. For example, assume you have correct field level security set on one field and you would like to copy it to another field. It's not possible to do it quickly using standard Salesforce interface, because you should click all the checkboxes, or if you use AND, you need to select all the profiles and make manually changes to each of the profiles. But for example, if you can inspect the request which is sent when you save field level security on source field, then you can copy that link and replace the field ID with the desired field ID and just put it into the browser and hit enter, and the field level security will be stamped on the desired field. So if you have several fields, you can save time by using this technique. Also, what can be use cases to use screen scraping? For example, you can use it to get total licenses field on the Salesforce user license. There is no good way to obtain it. Actually, there is a pilot web feature which is not available for Apex queries even when it is enabled. So, and client needs to ask Salesforce to join that feature and to write custom logic which is complex to retrieve that field value. Instead, we can just screen scrape user licenses page and transform it into custom object records. I have implemented this in my Ulitas Gamma managed package. Custom object records can be used to integrate with any custom logic you can adopt for, and they are accessible through Apex queries. I can show you demonstration pages. For example, this is the main page of the Ulitas Gamma package. Here you can see the list of the licenses and a list with the total license field and user licenses and remaining licenses. Also, you can activate or deactivate threshold email alert on some particular license, and you can populate other values. When you open that page, you can see that so my package tries to screen scrape the information about user license and transport it into custom records, which then you can use it to build your own custom integration over it. For example, this is how it looks like some of the records related to Salesforce platform licenses, and you can see that the value of total license is displayed and user license, and you can easily work with that without any problems, without any pilot feature enabling. Also, if you click edit or activate email threshold settings, you can see this window which shows you which threshold you would like to add and which recipients you would like to inform when the threshold is achieved. So also I would like to talk about Salesforce UI Requests Automation. Never say never. Nothing is impossible for those who believe. Even if some piece of functionality is not exposed through standard objects, Apex queries, REST API, SOAP API, Metadata API, Tooling API, Bulk API, it doesn't mean that it's not possible to write an iteration on it. Using combination of screen scraping, URL hacking, request reverse engineering, it's possible to integrate any functionality which is exposed through Salesforce UI. Such integration would not be reliable and will be the most fragile integration you can ever imagine, however it exists, and at least if you cannot achieve that by any other means, you can achieve it by this. For example, we can talk about automating reconnection of sandboxes through STS connections. Imagine you have two organizations which are connected through STS connection, and each time after refresh you need to manually reconnect the sandboxes, I mean the full sandboxes, and also some other sandboxes if you have or if you use them. So if you are tired to perform some tasks manually, you can always implement Salesforce UI Request Automation using combination of screen scraping, URL hacking, request reverse engineering. So instead of manually reconnect sandboxes after monthly refresh, and you can always make a typo or a mistake during this manual process, you can use some integration. For example, in the previous screenshot I have shown you the integration which I have prepared for particular client, and for you can see actually you cannot see, but there is hard-coding templates there, so I just hard-coded the field values which need to be calculated, and I have just have some custom buttons to make the integration. Also, you can implement a general implementation for a arbitrary pair of source and destination connections. So, and I'm going to present general integration as Smart S2S managed package. In this package, you will be able to first of all select the source organization if you like to get the connection template from the current organization or some other organization. Then you can select the connection. Then after you have selected connection, automatically my package will screen scrape the connection information and will retrieve the publish objects and publish fields and subscribe objects and subscribe fields. Then you need to select the target, another organization which is this connected to, and you need to specify credentials. After you have specified the credentials, you can select connection from that organization which has to match your organization name. And after that, you can see that my managed package is trying to screen scrape the values from the another connections and show it on this page, showing the published objects and published fields and subscribed objects and subscribed fields. Also, when you click finish, you will have a record with the information having about source organization name, target organization name, source connection and target connection names and IDs, and some other data which can be used later to connect the sandboxes. You can see these references, and let's talk about summary. So what you have learned now. Now you should have a deeper understanding of how Salesforce works and how you can do impossible things with Salesforce. You should also understand how you can automate some routine tasks in Salesforce. You can now use provided information to build some unique applications or integrations. Do you have any questions? And thank you for attention. Maybe Salesforce and Force.com with you. Thanks for watching.